All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be a broad overview of ONeil Marketing. We're going to go over who we are, what sets us apart, why and how we might be a good fit for your business, and then we'll go over commissions towards the end. So we are a general agency out of Tampa with GA and FMO contracts. We focus on health, accident, and life insurance. Our mission statement is to empower agents with contracts, tools, tech, and support that they need to become, achieve, maintain a high level of success in this industry. ONeil Marketing is a non-captive agency. So as an agent, you can choose which companies you want to work with. You can work with us on some, you can work with another agency on a different carrier. Basically, you're in full control of who is helping you manage your book of business and which carriers you want to work with. We do this for a number of reasons, but the biggest is because it's the way it should be. As an independent agent or agency, you're the one on the ground building relationships, prospecting, and working hard to meet your clients' needs. And in the end, you're bringing us business. By being non-captive, this holds us accountable to our agents. If an agent wants a release, we grant it. I might make a phone call, try to find a solution, but at the end of the day, that's the agent's decision. For the most part, that doesn't really happen because we're always working to do right by our agents. But sometimes, a new opportunity shows up for someone and it changes the direction of their business strategies. Those have been the primary reasons that an agent's asked for a release. But especially in those cases, we have no interest in getting in an agent's way when it comes to evolving or their progress in this industry. We want to be able to and be pushed to provide value for our agents, and being non-captive allows us to do that. We have another motto at ONeil Marketing, which is that we are slime free. Anyone in this business who's been doing it long enough, and in many cases right off the bat, has a number of horror stories of getting taken advantage of, not getting paid properly or on time, bait and switch, the list goes on. Unfortunately, in this industry, there's a lot of slime, intentional or unintentionally. Honesty and transparency is a bit of an anomaly in the insurance world, especially in health insurance. At ONeil Marketing, we're not in the business of deceit. We believe in being real and straightforward with our agents. We don't sugarcoat things so that people will work with us because, in the long run, it's that honesty and trust that keeps agents working with us. This is not an easy business. You're not going to build an empire overnight, and anyone who tells you otherwise, I would be extremely wary of, because either they're, just telling you what you want to hear, or they really don't know a darn thing about this industry. We don't want to work with agents that aren't hardworking. So why would we tell anyone that it's going to be a cakewalk? We are very transparent and honest with our agents in every way possible. Agencies that overpromise typically underdeliver, and that really puts a bad taste in an agent's mouth, and we don't want that. That said, with the right partnerships, the right training, and the right support, a smart, hardworking person can make a boatload of money in this industry. Moving on, ONeil Marketing is great for both new and veteran agents. We have a lot of both types and some of everything in between. Whether this is your first open enrollment or you've been doing this for a decade, there are many reasons that could make us a perfect fit for your business. We have a structured program for all agents. Obviously, for new agents, education, training are the foundation. You need to be knowledgeable first, and then we can focus on sales strategies, marketing, and the interpersonal side of things. But you need to know what you're talking about first. I think this is where most new agents go astray. Many times an agency will get a new agent all hyped about selling and then really drop the ball when it comes to education. And then the agent gets thrown in the fire and spit right back out because they really don't truly understand what it is that they're selling. It's very hard to know how to sell without that foundation. Now, for veteran agents and agencies, we also have a lot we can offer. Team building is a big one I'll talk about here in a minute, but a couple others are our co-op marketing opportunities to help drive business, and our admin capabilities, where we can help ease the burden of a number of issues such as paperwork, renewing clients, paying downline agent commissions, tracking documentation for clients, and so on. What we focus on for bigger agents and agencies is helping them waste less time with admin work and spending more time getting in front of new clients. Support is a big thing for ONeil Marketing. I've worked with a ton of FMOs over the years, and it's shocking how rare it is to even be able to get someone on the phone sometimes. We never want contacting us to be an issue. That's why there are many ways you can get a hold of us 24/7. Phone and email are the obvious ways, and we are very diligent about responding right away. But you can also reach us with the intercom feature that's on our website. Training, another major advantage of working with ONeil Marketing. We do webinars like this one multiple times a week. Sometimes it's our team going over strategy, industry updates, new tech, other stuff like that. But a lot of times we get our carriers to talk about their products. These are fantastic opportunities for our agents to get the training and information right from the horse's mouth. We have an ever-growing online resource center on our website. My goal for this is to have all of the basics for each carrier in one location on our website. So if you're just getting started and are looking for basic product knowledge or brochures, or if you can't remember the address of a quoting or back office portal, it's all right in one location. We've put a lot of time into building that up, and we will be continuing to do so indefinitely. Then probably what I spend most of my time on is the one-on-one training, where we can do a screen share and work on whatever it is that you need help with. Top contracts with top carriers. All of our contracts are top GA or FMO levels, and we choose our carriers very purposefully. We don't contract with every carrier, and we certainly don't pick our carriers simply on commission. There are a ton of insurance companies out there, and while some might offer higher commissions, that usually shows an inverse correlation in product strength, at least on the supplemental and ancillary carriers for sure. Our primary focus when selecting carriers is on the client. Yeah, it's great to make really high commissions, but that should never be the driving force in selecting which products our clients should purchase. We work with the best carriers in the business so that we know we're doing right by our clients. This also helps us get better contracts. By consolidating our business, we're able to leverage our book and get higher contracts. Simple, easy. And that leads right into highly competitive commissions. Again, all of our contracts are top GA or FMO levels. This means for the most part, we're getting significant overrides with each carrier. What that doesn't mean is that we're holding on to those overrides and lining our pockets with them. Typically, we're sharing those overrides to incentivize larger agents and agencies to work with us. I think our mindset on this sets us apart from a lot of other agencies when it comes to paying agents, particularly new agents. A lot of agencies take a much bigger cut from a new agent and then push them to sell more with the promise of increasing their commission split. ONeil Marketing thinks that logic is a little bit backwards. Agents are incentivized by watching commission deposits hit their bank account. Not by future promises. We offer even brand new agents extremely fair commission splits with the hopes that they can see how much money that they can make in this business, and that will motivate them to stick around and to grow. This kind of goes back to that burn and churn mentality of a lot of agencies out there. We want our agents to make a lot of money because the more money they make, the more business they write, and thus the more business we all make. In most cases, we will beat the commission rate of any other agency out there. That goes for new agents, big agents, and agencies. Again, in most cases, we can beat the commission rate that any other agency is offering. We're going to be very transparent with our commission schedules and go over them with each agent prior to open enrollment so that everyone's on the same page. We do offer bonuses based on production, and all of our commissions are processed through Agency Black, where you'll have your own portal to view your statements. Timing of payments is also another big concern for most agents. It's something that ONeil Marketing actually truly excels at. We guarantee that our commissions will be processed in no more than 3 days after we receive them from the carrier. But the truth of the matter is the turnaround time is actually more like 3 hours. I get those in and out the door as fast as humanly possible. So we offer independent and team building opportunities. Some agents just want to work by themselves, do their own thing, and that's fine. That's the reason some people got into this business in the first place. Be your own boss, not answer to anyone, run on your own timeline, and that's totally fine with us. But there is value in working with others, and we want to encourage that if that's something that you're interested in. We have a lot of amazing agents, and I think it's foolish of us as a company not to leverage that and to lift us all up. Whether it's matching an agent up based on location and strategic partnership, like if an agent needs additional help manning a Walmart booth, or if someone is looking for a mentor-mentee relationship, maybe just putting people together that have different expertise in order to leverage each other's knowledge. Networking is a very important part of this business, and I'd like it if we did more of that internally within our company. Some agents need assistance during open enrollment, and sometimes that's the perfect match for a new agent that doesn't have a book and wants to spend their first open enrollment learning how it's done from a pro. We have so many agents with all kinds of different competencies, so if we can make the right matches and work together, we can help maximize all of our potentials and thus profits. Not only do we offer team building within our organization, but we also help you grow your own internal team. Recruiting is one of our core competencies, so for many of our agencies, we recruit for them. Again, we want to help our agents and agencies grow. We have the ability to target specific agents in specific locations, and that has been a huge benefit for many of the agencies that we work with. As far as leads go, we're a bit different from other agencies out there. You can see down at the bottom, we do have pay-per leads, but this is our least favorite method. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money trying to find a quality third-party lead vendor. And while some show signs of promise, when you look at the total cost over time, it's really bad. All of them share their leads with everyone in the industry. The leads themselves are not happy about their phone ringing off nonstop for months. I've tried to find vendors that will work, and I just can't recommend that approach to any of my agents. So we are doing it in-house all organically. First and foremost, the number one best way to set yourself up for success in this industry as a new agent is to find a strategic partner where you can set up a booth in a high traffic area. Supermarkets, malls, doctor's offices, urgent care locations, they're great places, and if you can get in front of the right person and say the right things, they're often really receptive of the idea. We have many relationships like this, and we have many agents with relationships like this. But these are physical places, so naturally availability is very dependent on your location. This right here often gives us a really good idea of how serious someone is in this business. I truly believe that there's nothing more beneficial to a new agent's business than finding a good, high volume, foot traffic business that you can partner with. Talk to a manager, explain what you're trying to do, tell them how it will benefit them, and with enough persistence, you'll find somewhere to set up a booth. In many instances, we can help facilitate this, but again, if you're trying to grow your business, and you've got a recruiting powerhouse like us that you're working with, be creative. Find somewhere with high traffic and let us go to work for you. If you need agents to man a location, we'll get you covered on that, and you'll get an override on all business. We'll pay for booths. We will help if there's any cost involved. We have co-op dollars, and those go to the go-getters. Next, we have the digital space. We are offering co-op dollars for online marketing, and we have the system set up to make it work. Rather than dumping a bunch of money on only marketing our agency, we prefer to help market our agents themselves. Every agent that works with us gets their own landing page like this. These provide a much more personal touch to clients. When someone goes to an agent's landing page and fills out the contact form, that form is going to one agent only. It's just going to you. It's not being shared with anyone else. We help our agents market these pages, online using ads through social media, Google ads, SEO, and we want to, help drive traffic to your page and generate your leads. You can see here are some of the ads that we're currently running for SEP and OffMarket Leads. We'll also do co-op dollars for more traditional strategies, print marketing, stuff like that. And then we've also got partnerships, and we'll do co-op on email marketing through companies like Constant Contact to help you stay connected and relevant in your clients' and leads' minds. Now, we are making a big push on Medicare this year. And while we have a lot of great contracts for Medicare, our hands are kind of tied when it comes to Medicare Advantage due to the fact that commissions are static, they're paid by the carriers, and mandated by the federal government. So in order to incentivize agents to move over to us on the Medicare side, we're offering a massive Medicare incentive program. As you can see here, we're giving away a ton of free Medicare mailers. After your first 3 policies are sold, we'll pay for a 1,000-piece mailer. Every 10 policies, we'll go 50-50 on a 1,000-piece mailer. And every 20 policies, you get another free 1,000-piece mailer. That's a lot of leads, and we also have a free T65 list and free door knocking app that is super cool for agents to do that. Okay, so a little bit about our team. This is our founder, Chuck ONeil. He has been in the healthcare and health insurance business for the past 25 years. He was also the founder and CEO of a health plan here in Florida called Avalon Healthcare. He started one of the co-op plans in Massachusetts. He's worked with a bunch of startups and has consulted for major companies in the industry. He is also currently the CEO of a very exciting group carrier and TPA called Benebay. And I'll get a little more into that when we go over our group carriers. And here is some more of our team. That's me over on the left. I run the day-to-day operations for ONeil Marketing. Catherine oversees our Medicare department. Matt helps out with marketing and agent support. And then Janet is in charge of our supplemental health and our Hispanic division. Okay, now let's get into our carriers. I'm going to start by talking about Florida, and then I'll touch on some of the other states in a minute. So in Florida, for both ACA and Medicare, we're basically working with everyone other than Blue. That's because Blue is captive, and we don't want to be captive. Blue is also notoriously terrible when it comes to commissions, so we like to stay as far away from Blue as we can. Molina and Ambetter are the established companies in the mix. Molina will be coming back strong this year in many of their markets, so as long as their pricing is back to normal this year, I think Molina and Ambetter will likely be the strongest when you're looking at network. That said, Oscar did a really good job last year in Orlando, and in my opinion, that's the company that I'm the most bullish about in the long run because they seem to be doing things the right way, the way it should be done in regards to things like patient management, health data management, and just their emphasis on technology. So long term, I'm really loving the Oscar. Um, Cigna just announced that they're going to be offering marketplace plans in Palm Beach and Collier counties this year. So we're super excited about that because not only are they paying very high commissions, but in Collier, they're the only alternative to Blue. I'm not sure how they're going to come out on pricing yet, but it's definitely good to see another household name brand like Cigna come back into the market. And then that brings us to Bright, which is pretty much a giant question mark at this time. We don't have a whole lot of data on them because they were really only big in one state last year, which was Colorado. So we'll see what happens with them this year. Now, I'm not going to go through every state in this presentation. So if you're on this webinar and you're doing business outside of the state of Florida, please give me a call and we can discuss the specifics. But basically, we are contracted with all of the major carriers and a fair amount of the state-specific carriers as well. Obviously, where there is Ambetter, Oscar, Molina, Cigna, or Bright, we've got you covered there. You can add Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Kaiser also to the list of those major players across the country that we're working with outside of Florida. And then most of the state-specific carriers we're also working with, so especially if they have a decent market share. Again, for more specific details on each state, just give me a call or shoot us an email, and we can talk about those. Here's a look at their rates from last year. The carriers will be releasing their 2020 rates in October, so that until then, we can just assume that they're going to be similar. Actually, Molina did recently release their rates, and those are going to be the same as last year in Florida. Some of the other states for Molina did go up a bit, but in Florida, it's going to be the same as it was last year. For the other carriers, I would be very surprised if any rates dropped, considering there's a lot more competition in the market than there has been in quite some time. So if anything, I would assume that the rates will go up if they don't stay the same. One thing I do want to point out here is that these levels, the agent, senior agent, manager, they're really more of a guideline. Trying to group hundreds of agents into 3 buckets is not really feasible. We work these rates out with each individual agent and agency, and we look at a bunch of things like existing production, growth potential. Everyone's business is different, so we'll come up with a fair and agreeable rate that works for each agent and agency. Next is Medicare. Again, we're working with everyone except for Blue. I am missing a few on this slide, like Optimum, Care Plus, Thrivent, a couple others, but these are the major players in Florida. As I said before, Medicare Advantage commissions are standard across the board. These are 2019 numbers, so expect them to increase slightly this year. For most carriers, such as United Healthcare, we do have contracts that offer overrides for our agencies. Those all differ by carrier, but this is one example of those. On the supplemental side, there are many different products with different rates, so it's kind of difficult for me to get them all on this PowerPoint. So if you've got specific questions on Medicare Supplement, just let me know and I can get you that information. These are the rates. I believe it's the F plan for Humana and Thrivent. I do have a good slide for United American products, though. We have a phenomenal contract with UA, and you can see that the average commission is over on the far right side. This contract that we have is actually front loaded. So agents make more money year one, and we've seen a lot of positive feedback since we've gotten this new contract. Years 2 and 3, we've got to drop down a little bit, and then it goes to the overall average rate of the contract year 5 and on. Really what's great about United American is the fact that these rates are paid out for the life of the policy. They don't drop off after year 7 or 10 like a lot of other carriers. If the client lives for 30 years, and keeps their policy, you will continue to be getting paid for all 30 of those years. They are the only company out there doing that. So, throwing the fact that they're the best products, at least product offerings available, plus they're typically the cheapest for clients. We're going to be pushing this carrier pretty hard when it comes to supplemental Medicare. Short term is a big part of our business. With the insanely high premiums of the ACA for people that have to pay full price without a subsidy, these plans are extremely popular. They're not for everyone, so you really need to understand your client's needs. People with pre-existings need to be on ACA. Anyone with a subsidy should probably be on ACA. But for many people, namely people that are healthy and that make too much money to get a subsidy, they can really be a no-brainer for some people. National General and United Healthcare, or UH1, are the biggest and best for short term, but we also have contracts with Pivot and LifeShield. Our contracts for the short term products are the same across the board, as you can see. For indemnity and accident, again, we have National General. They've got really good products. We've been selling a ton of them. We're also working with Washington National and SureBridge, who also have exceptional products, specifically Washington National. They have a bunch of products that have return on premium riders, which has really been a big draw for our clients. Here's a small breakdown of NatGen commissions. The others are around the same. Actually, NatGen has the lowest commissions of the three for accident and hospital indemnity. We're working with a ton of dental carriers this year. These were the big ones last year, but now that Health Sherpa, which is our ACA enrollment tool, has options for dental, we're going to be adding most of the carriers available through the marketplace in Health Sherpa. We work on the life side as well, especially life with living benefits. We've been selling a lot of that lately, and National Life and Emeritus are the best in the business when it comes to living benefits. They've got whole life, IULs, and annuities as well. But we really love National Life and Emeritus. And the rates. For final expense, we really just work with one company, which is Senior Life. We do have contracts with other carriers that sell final expense, like Foresters, but Senior Life is really the best in the business. They are exclusively a final expense company. They're not a life company that does final expense. And the built-in benefits that Senior Life offers are really unmatched in the space, and really make them the only obvious choice, in my opinion. Lastly, we have group. We actually do a ton of group with Benebay, which uses the Cigna network, but I'm actually going to leave the details on group for Chuck on his webinar, because he is much more knowledgeable with the nuances of group than I am. So we'll be doing a webinar with him shortly. And anyone interested, I would highly advise to tune into that. A quick kind of last minute side note here before we wrap this up. We can help with FFM and AHIP training, and we can also reimburse agents for their AHIP once they write their first Medicare policy with us. So if you like what you've heard and want to move forward, please send us an email at info@oneilmarketing.net, or you can give us a call and we'll send you over an email with the next steps, as well as our contract. We get you appointed with our carriers, we train you on the products, and then you start selling. And that's it. Thank you guys for taking the time to learn about ONeil Marketing. Again, if you have any questions, please email us or give us a call. All right, have a good one. Thank you.